let's get into some of this Drake album sales stuff. A lot of people are backpedaling. You know, a lot of people got a lot to say when it comes to Drake and the battle. You know, clearly people say he lost. A Drake loss is not a loss for a lot of other people. You know what I mean? Some people lose battles and it's over for them. You know what I mean? Especially in rap. You lose a battle, your career might be over. A lot of people say this. You know what I'm saying? Like, Cam said it to 50 on when they were talking on that interview. He was like, yo, when they had their little back and forth back in the day, he was like, yo, when it started, the label was telling him, yo, he said the label came up to him and was like, yo, yeah, we see you beefing with 50 Cent, man. Like, he said the cops, the label or the cops came up and wanted to speak to him. He was like, yo, is everything going to be all right? Is this going to lead to violence? Nigga Cam told him, yo, you see what this nigga does? He put people out of business. I can't not respond to this nigga. My career's on the line. That'd be happening to some people when it comes to this rap shit. Your career might be on the line, nigga. You might get put out of business fucking with the wrong person and not being prepared. Somebody like Drake, though, Drake is too successful and too at the top of his game for that to happen. But, you know, while it was going on after the fact and then with the release of this new album, it being R&B, phenomenal record. I think it's great. I love it. I listen to it every day since it came out. People, you know, had some words to say. It was a lot of people didn't like it. People were hating. Prior to the album dropping, you know what I mean, people were anticipating what he's going to do next, obviously. Joe Budden on the podcast, you know what I mean, Joe and Drake has their back and forth. They don't see eye to eye anymore. So there's always friction between that relationship. So, you know, he was on his platform dissing the nigga, saying that he's a corpse, you know what I mean, saying that, like, he's dead. I see a lot of backpedaling now. I put videos up about this shit, about the Breakfast Club. They did the same thing throughout the entire thing. They were heavily on one side for whatever reason, whether it was purposely, whether they were given direction to be on one side. Who knows? Like I said, I react to what I see put out publicly for me to comment on. Let's listen to what the JBP had to say about about Drake's album selling 250 first week and going number one. Comment says, Joe Budden Podcast looks flabbergasted and speechless after seeing Drake and Party sell 250 first week while he's being suppressed by the machine, UMG, Spotify, and Apple. Let's listen. Let's take a listen to what they had to say.
Preying on his downfall or whatever. Drake is still Drake. Mm-hmm. And Drake is people think that we're like preying on his downfall or whatever. Drake is still Drake. Mm-hmm.
That's already a plea being copped, because maybe y'all weren't preying on his downfall, but y'all did have a lot to say and were heavily invested on seeing him lose, quote unquote, lose in quotations. I love seeing people cop pleas in real time. Is amazing. I love to see it because you look silly. You do look silly to say, yo, man, he's still Drake. It's like, yo, bro, you were just saying he's finished, he's dead.
And Drake is going to continue to be Drake. He's going to sell records. Like, he lost a battle. It's not the end of the fucking world. His career is not over. He doesn't have to go into fucking hiding. He will sell records.
I get niggas getting on me for calling him a corpse. Some people misunderstood that. But I meant corpse. Drake, as you knew him, is no longer. We in a new chapter.
Good way to clean it up, Joe, but you know what you meant, and we know what you meant. But I fuck with the transparency, I guess. This nigga's a wordsmith. You gotta understand, this nigga's a phenomenal rapper. He was one of the best during his time, whether people know it or not. So this nigga is good with words. You know what I'm saying? He is good with words.
We in a new chapter of Drake, but that's still Drake. Yeah. So, like I was telling Ish, anything below a certain number is gonna make me look at him like, oh, hey, it's a little worse than I thought. But 250 is respectable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially on a collab album.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Give me what y'all think he'll do in a solo project. I saw Act make a prediction that if he just gives it 6 months, 500K easy.
I think it depends on what the first single's sound like.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't say
if he put out
no single.
Surprise drop? Nah. Like a cold type
no
of
single,
situation?
surprise drop in
what it sound like?
August.
Is it good though?
Good music. 400.
Like, is it the Drake we looking for, or is it honestly never mind?
I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna say it's good music. I think this party shit was good music.
All right, so 1 to 10 Drake, right? Let's just say on a 1 to 10 scale with Drake, if he puts out a 7.5
in
quality Drake project,
400.
Yeah, 400. 400. He can do 400 easy. Because I think.
Let me figure out what I'm trying to say, because it's very confusing when you can see people clearly on one side, but then they backpedal and still try to say, well, you know, he's still that guy. But you were just saying he wasn't that guy anymore. Like, you were saying there's a stain. But it's like, I don't know. So, let's get into this clip. Let's follow up with this. We're going to do a lot of reactions to reactions, which is, that's the content game nowadays. So, this is another one. Last week, the Joe Budden Podcast predicted Drake and Party would struggle to sell 100 to 120 this week. They are backtracking his claims that he's a corpse and give him props for fighting against the industry, and agree when Axe said Drake will sell 500,000 the next album. Drake announced that he's going to put out a solo album. We could get into that video right after this. Let's see what they had to say.
What is it? Bots and suppressing and he lowered the price of the album. That's what did it.
Really?
Yes.
Well, streams are dropping every day.
The streams are dropping, and they just a hard code, Vern. The streams are dropping, and they lowered the price of the album to like $4.99 shit. I'm not putting that on Drake, even though it does look a way for Drake to be attached to something where you lower the price of the album. But it is technically a party album.
Yeah, it's $7.99 on iTunes right now.
Yeah, but the numbers drop every day. I heard y'all talking about how many numbers he's gonna sell. Some people saying 150, 250, 350, 450. It's looking like if he hits 150, he'll be very lucky. I'm predicting. I was predicting like 110, and I'm not even sure he hits that now.
My number was 120, and now just looking, we did 100 maybe.
Damn.
You see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This was one episode before this last. Yo, he's Drake. He's gonna do this. This is not what y'all was saying one episode ago. Where's the change of heart? Like, what happened? Now he's Drake. He's gonna do this. Man, he lowered the album price, man. I don't know. He's lucky if he gets 100. 250. Now he's still Drake. He's still that guy? It's like, bro, what side of the fence are you on? Not that you have to pick a side, but be consistent in what you were talking about here. You feel me?
My number's 120. I don't see it going nowhere higher than that. I'm doubling down with that one.
If you're Drake and you sell 100,000 records of this, how do you explain that? Do you just say this is a party album? This is my album.
1,000% you say this is a party album.
You don't explain shit. It's a party album.
There's nothing to explain.
It has nothing to do with me.
Wow. Right.
It's funny. Let me read some of these comments here. I'm gonna save that because I'm gonna get back to that point there. But let me find the post, because Drake definitely posted on his Instagram. It might not be up anymore. I think I seen it on here. Here it is. And these ads, I gotta find another page because these niggas is putting ads all through my shit. Like, man, my nigga, this shit is everywhere. This shit everywhere. All right. Drake put it in his story. #1 album with my brother. The UX of this shit, I can't really see this shit. I can't even tell you what that next thing says, but it says Saga City trip, 6 God celebration due in the city soon. He speaks on going #1. You know what I mean? Like, what can we say? The boy did it again. The boy did it again. I mean, damn. The boy definitely did it again. Somebody said, but how we was speaking on Fifth and Yayo loyalty, and how Fifth say about loyalty, his loyalty to M. Drake put Kendrick on his first tour, which he did, and his first major album. He had a verse on Take Care, Buried Alive. He definitely put him on his own record. This is what I mentioned this on a previous stream, a previous video on my YouTube. Drake is known for highlighting artists that he think are good and fuck with, giving them a platform on his entire project to shine. I don't know if Kendrick if they had like a falling out because of a specific thing, but at one point the relationship was there. I don't know if Kendrick was using him, so it's cool for him to bite the hand that feed him. That's super hoe shit. When he even mentions him about going to ATL for hits, but every artist benefited from Drake, including Kendrick, for sure. even throughout this beef, Kendrick is at a level now where he's super successful. At the time, had one of the most highest tour selling, highest sales for a tour. But he did benefit from it being Drake on the other side of that battle. You feel me? So I definitely feel that point. Where was I going with this? Where the fuck was I going with this, y'all? So they backpedaling on the JBP. The boy is still the boy, you know what I'm saying? Oh, this is what I wanted to show. The video of Drake. Let's see if I can find it. Him talking about he has a new album getting ready to drop. Joe Budden. I want to get to this page right here. Here we go. Bam. Shout out to this page. I get a lot of my content reactions on this page. And we can get back into the reaction of the Cole verse that just dropped too. All right. If they got the video, let's see. No, they don't have it on here. Basically, there was a video from Drake's recent show, his concert, saying he's putting out a solo album. Drake concert, maybe? Let's see. They out there with the signs like it's a WWE match. Okay, I can't find it. Okay, whatever. Who cares? Drake is announcing a soft announce. He's putting out a new project. You know what I mean? Solo project this time. And now, actually, I think it was on Instagram because Academics put a post up about it. Ac is tapped in with Drake, so he gets a lot of content directly from him. Where is it? Where is the one that I'm looking for? Damn. Bear with me, y'all. I'm trying to find the exact post where Ack was basically saying, yo, this was a quote directly from Drake. It might be on Academic's actual Twitter page. Here it is. Boom. Here's the tweet. And this is allegedly from, it says it's from the Owl, so it could be a direct quote from Drake that he told Ack. It could be from somebody in the camp, OVO camp. Shout out to y'all. He said, next chapter loading. Next chapter loading. Some Sexy Songs for You was the first of two very important chapters in my life. I mean, that is a clear-cut quote saying, "Hey man, I'm back. I'm coming right back with some shit. Solo project. Some Sexy Songs for You is arguably Drake's greatest album." I'm not gonna lie, the more I listen to it, the more I appreciate it. It is creeping up the ranks. Oh, skip that right there. Yeah, so I can't find the exact video, but he told me to tell y'all, wait for the next chapter. This was the warm-up. Yeah. This was the warm-up, man. And if this was the warm-up, phenomenal warm-up. Phenomenal warm-up.